In an attempt to freshen his TV show up and save the star's reputation, Gary, the controller of Channel 4, decided they should film the whole thing upside down.
Here, Aldo, fancy a game of anti-gravity?
Okay, you go first.
No, you go first.
Okay.
That's peanuts, look.
Yes, it's so wacky, it's so Channel 4. I love it.
Can we stop now? I've got a headache.
The show, of course, was a disaster. Meanwhile, Harry's relationship with Stufer became increasingly strained. Although always a lovable twosome on screen, as soon as the cameras stopped rolling, an argument would break out.
You see, together, Stufer, we're such a good team. Oh, yeah, Mr. Harry. We're like laughter and smiles. I got a little friend called Laughter.
I got a little friend called Smiles.
Together we're needed for happiness.
And for you, you know I walk a million miles.
So put us together and what do you got?
Together we're laughter
And smiles.
Together we're laughter
and smiles.
Sorted. Respect you.
I can't believe you crashed my close-up.
What are you talking about? That was my close-up.
Oh, I've had enough of this.
Come back here. I haven't finished with you yet.
So, at what stage, would you say, did you first become aware that something was up with Stufer?
Oh, well, for me, he became increasingly distant. He started borrowing money from myself and members of the crew. There were all-night sessions at Orville's nightclub, and I remember one night... I walked in on Stufer, and, well, it became pretty clear to me that he was addicted to catnip.
Well, many cats in Britain today, taking catnip is as normal as having a nice saucer of milk. Catnip, catnip, I love my catnip.
Stufer checked himself into a cattery. Harry tried to recreate their success with a new character.
Well, Harry, it is easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to ascend the kingdom of heaven. Do you want to go back in the box?
I don't want to go back in the box.
Top ventriloquist Keith Harris explains Harry's limitations as a ventriloquist.
You see, the thing with ventriloquism, as all of us know, is speaking without moving the lips, which is probably, I would say, the most important aspect of it. You see, where Harry falls down is that he's got the voice coming out, but also the lips are, well, they're definitely moving. I mean, there's no doubt whatsoever where the voice is coming from. What Harry's doing is less ventriloquism and more just talking.
Harry's image suffered further damage when he appeared at the Conservative Party conference urging Margaret Thatcher to declare war on Argentina again, despite there being no apparent threat to the Falklands.
Let's start a war! Come on, everyone! We haven't had a war in ages, have we? Come on, let's start a war!
Things took a further turn for the worse after Harry admitted that he was dating Margaret Thatcher on the side.
It was well known that Mrs. Thatcher had a thing for young comics and was a bit of a backstreet trombone soloist, so to speak. I mean, there were very few comics of the 80s who hadn't, you know, at one time or another. She was a very physical lady. Margaret had certain needs, and when Harry couldn't satisfy those needs, I, for one, was happy to help out. Well, we all were. Do you want to see my money? I'll keep it in this room. Look, come on. There. Look at that. Not bad, eh?
It even appeared that the two of them had gone through a bizarre, secret, bigamous marriage ceremony.
Yeah, he lost a lot of friends over that. I think with the bomb Argentina thing, I mean, everyone just sort of mad old Harry, but when he married Thatcher, that was the last straw for a lot of friends, and, you know, that was it. I went to the party, though. It was just brilliant. Free bar, running buffet, the lot.
Rumours that they had a child from this bigamous relationship as yet are not confirmed. In the wake of the Thatcher scandal, Harry's relationship with his badgers also deteriorated.
We only agreed to stay on for the third series because we felt sorry for him, didn't we, Gareth?
Yes, but he had to agree to us having our own vehicle, Space Station Badger.
On top of this latest revelation, Harry was caught shoplifting.
Listen, I put the 4 bottles of vodka, the 6-pack of crisps, the Bath Olivers, the leg of lamb into the lining of my coat as a temporary measure before transferring the lot to the shopping trolley.
What about the Twix?
I was merely warming the Twix prior to purchase. No one likes a cold Twix, do they?
He's nicked a typewriter.
I was warming out the clock.
Harry was fined £35 and forced to do community service for Mark Morrison.
Return of the Met.
It was then decided by the head of ITV that Harry should have an operation on his brain.
What we did in Harry's case was to take some monkey brain cells, which are essentially playful animals, and some brain cells from the dolphin, which are essentially insecure and likes showing off, and put them into Harry's brain to give him a more mainstream, broader, light entertainment appeal.
With Harry in hospital, his management company, the Death Agency, were worried about him being out of the limelight for a week and invented a story that he was being turned into a $6 million monkey. The ITV executives then looked through their back catalogue of shows and dusted off a format not used since 1957. Cheese board.
Come on. Come on, just take some cheese, will you?
Somebody get his restraints!
Harry had become impossible to work with. During the filming of the last episode of Cheeseboard, he attacked a child and bit the ear off one of the cameramen. The restraints were becoming increasingly difficult to apply, and his producers had to resort to powerful tranquilizer darts at the end of each show. His restraints firmly affixed, Harry would usually come round in time for the next week's filming.
5 minutes, Mr. Hill.
Finally, Harry spent his entire life bound and gagged, free to roam only during the actual recordings. Cheeseboard was cancelled. Script editor Stuart Flea remembers Harry with fear and horror.
Yeah, but by the end, the things that Harry was sending me were getting increasingly difficult to understand. I mean, he'd always been an erratic writer, but then he started to write in this kind of Caribbean patois, and then, as an idea for the last show, he sent me this. Now, he said this was his answer to the modern conundrum of alternative versus mainstream entertainment, but I think it looks a bit like a Mexican frying an egg. There's the frying pan and the egg.
Harry's agents were involved in negotiations with the Director General of the BBC, Greg Dyke.
Yes, Harry did come to see me at this stage. He was heavily sedated and rather difficult to understand.
He had an idea for a mainstream BBC One show.
Yes, he handed me this. I said we weren't really quite ready for this sort of thing with the BBC, and I told him I'd think about it.
What happened then?
His managers beat me up.
Where is Harry now? What do I care? I'm a legend. Let's leave you with one of those great old Christmas shows. This is Harry with the young Frank Skinner in 1972. Good night. Is my car here yet?
So this is Christmas, and what have we done? Another year over, and a new one's just begun.
And so this is Christmas. I hope you had fun. The near and the dear one, the old and the young.
A very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Let's hope it's a good one.
Without any fear.
And so this is Christmas.
For weekend has come.
For rich and the poor ones.
The world is so wrong.
And so this is Christmas, for black and for white,
For yellow and red ones.
Let's stop all the fights.
War is over. If you want it, war is over. War is over. If you want it, war is over. Merry Christmas!
It gives me great pleasure to dedicate this plaque to Harry Hill. What are the chances of that happening?